Is Remus, and I'm here with Betterpart, all the way from Australia, and we're gonna hopefully in about an hour and a half to 2 hours, we will go over everything that you need to know to get started playing Black Widow in this game. Black Widow is a sort of interesting character. Oh, I can't see my outline. That's the one thing I screwed up.
I can see it on the stream that I'm watching.
Cool. Yeah. No,
but
it's
just not for you.
just not me. So we'll be just running down just a quick overview of Widow, and we're going to start out with Betterpart explaining the basics of the character, what makes you unique, and all that sort of jazz.
Yeah. So Widow is an interesting one. She's certainly a hybrid character. I would say she more leans towards being a point character, just because she's so aggressive in a rush down, great damage, but also has the addition of all these traps and tools. Can be very good for assisting your tag partner. But yeah.
So she's and feel free to correct me. Some of the things that make her super unique are she's got a bunch of lingering projectiles that can be thrown in a lot of different angles, and many of them stay on the screen for a really long time. And she's got a very unique movement on her kick spot.
Yeah, so she doesn't have a traditional air dash. She has a special move, Strike Vector, or just call it Flip. It's easier to remember, just both kicks. So, but it's really good for moving around the screen because you can just sort of change on a dime. If you want to go forward with it, you can. If you want to weave in and out, it's sort of like fake you out.
And she doesn't have a double jump or an air dash or anything else. She just does this.
Yeah, just that.
And the other thing, which in conjunction with that, not only can you cancel this directly into any of her, almost any of her lingering projectile things, is she's got down heavy kick, right?
Yes.
Which enables
really
her to just go straight down. It's not necessarily quite as versatile as Zip from somebody like Spider-Man or Venom, but in conjunction with just normal jumps and super hop drifts.
Yeah, well, in conjunction with a flip, because I'd say right off the bat, this is one of the main tools I use with her to get pressure and combos going. Is most of my combos will just start with that, flip, zip, light kick.
How hard is that to confirm off of in the air? Like if I'm just jumping and you accidentally hit with that?
Oh, really easy.
Oh, same thing. Cool.
Like that, yeah. So that's why it's really good. So if you get them standing, confirm into a grounded combo. If you hit them out of the air, it's
sure,
it's simple.
And then we're gonna go over these again later, I'm sure. But I just want to really quickly mention all of the types of lingering projectiles she has. She's got the gas. See, I totally know which buttons these are on. She's got the shocky thing, which just sort of hangs out wherever you throw it.
I can't remember the official names.
Yeah. She's got the bomb, which doesn't do anything, but it's unblockable and it sticks to your opponent, and after a delay it explodes. It goes away if Widow blocks?
Yeah, so if she gets hit, if she blocks an attack, it'll go away.
If I do this and you just make me block.
Yeah, or if you just do an empty tag, it'll go away.
But because that's unblockable, it's really good. If you can get it on. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good feature to mention with her gauntlet projectiles, that they can't be push blocked, any of them.
Oh.
They can't be reflected, which is
super good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So like for pressure, it's amazing.
And then gas trap. Gas trap seems complicated. I should let you talk about that one.
Yeah. So like right on the face of it, it's just good to chuck out neutral, like for free, whatever. It's her longest lasting projectile on the screen. So I mean, you'll see so many Widows do that. It doesn't catch people too often, but if it does, it's good. It's more just for controlling the space. But outside of that, actually I should say, obviously if you hit the opponent with it, they'll enter a crumple state.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Which easy confirm off of.
Cool.
Which I'd say you'd mainly see if
wait, can you this is a stupid Rainbow's question.
Yes.
Okay, that doesn't combo. Cool. We're good.
All good. Yeah, but I mean mainly you'll catch bad tags with it, I would say.
Okay.
So
yeah, no, that's
the sound on the ground, and
some percentage of the time you tag into that, depending on spacing, which
especially if you're up in the air and you're not conscious of all the shit I'm putting down on the screen, and then you just tag, and then boom.
Yep. And then the other one, which I basically never see people use, is this one.
Yeah, so this move's very limited sort of functionality. I'd say to give you an example of when I use it, the only time I can think of is against Dormammu if he's got a
Ah,
flame carpet set up, because this has really good durability.
right.
So it'll just go through projectiles and
So
boom.
if there's like some cool.
Yeah, sorry. If you-
No, I mean that was
yeah, yeah,
cool.
which is good. And I mean, yeah, you can get a follow up off of it
Awesome.
if you want. But I don't use it too much. There's so much startup on it.
Right.
Um,
It's just sort of a hard call out for the person being done and setting stuff up.
yeah, and decent range
Cool.
you can see, but yeah, it's okay.
So how would you describe her gameplay and play style?
Game plan and play style. That you'd, I think, if you're building a team around Widow,
Mhm.
you'd want her to be uh, the one who gets the damage for you. So, you know, you want to get her in at any chance. So even if you got some other character that you're more confident with to get the first hit, it's like boom, cut it short, get her straight in there. 'Cause
Cool.
she wants to be dealing damage, setting up Oki situations like that, just putting the pressure on
So you sort of use
like
Widow
crazy.
once you've gotten the hit with the other character a lot.
Yeah, so like with my team especially, I'll always start with Rocket.
Uh huh.
Like I just want to, you know, cover the screen a bit, get her set up, and
Uh-huh.
start going.
And then if you
Um,
do find that you're playing her in neutral, do you just use your movement and try to be super annoying and then approach from odd angles? Do you try to zone? Do you try to set stuff
yes,
up?
yeah. So basic idea would be to just slowly start to inch towards them. The idea would
Okay.
be try and stick them with the sticky bomb. So it's yeah, you can force a lot of situations from that. It's like just be annoying, you know, just cover the screen, slowly inch your way in.
And then try to get in, especially
Um,
with
yeah,
down
so
randos.
like that maybe,
Yeah.
and then you know start mixing and yeah,
And then you're while you're approaching, you're taking the opportunity to set up as much garbage as you can so that they're hesitant to just try to
yes,
press buttons.
exactly. Like I said, you start cornering them and
Yeah,
limiting their movement options, which is yeah one of the greatest parts of all these traps.
I see.
It's like them boom block and yeah whatever.
You just get in. Cool. Um,
Yeah.
so would you describe her as sort of a character that sets up traps to make your opponent screw up, or a character that sets up traps to cover her own approach?
A bit of both. For the screw up, it's more the gas trap, like we
Okay.
explained before. If they're just not paying attention, but the trap's mainly just for pressure because she can make a lot of her stuff safe and just to put the fear in them.
Right.
So you know, for example, when I've done that,
Hmm.
so you're putting that shock above your head.
Right.
Um,
And then
you
if
know,
I
you
hit back
can't
into
really
that,
jump. Yeah, which gives me a free opportunity to set up a sticky bomb
right.
and then start going for mixes. So it's like, am I going to go high low? Maybe I'll go for a command throw.
Right.
Yeah, really puts the fear in people.
Cool. And then as far as team stuff went, you were saying earlier that one of her biggest strengths is that whenever her partner gets a hit, you can tag her in, and you can get a bunch of Oki with your lingering projectiles off the hit, and that she does
Yep.
pretty respectable damage.
Yeah.
So, does she offer anything else to her partner? Does she have like?
Yeah, so she's got really, really good meter build. So
Oh,
sort of comparable to Captain Marvel. So I don't
yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. No,
Do you have the
I'm in
settings
charge.
there?
I'm in charge.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, so like if you manage to land her really good B&B, it's like a stack of damage.
Just be aware that Bananas is
And...
judging you here. You said
Oh,
comparable
whoops.
to Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay, all good. Oh, sorry. Did you reset? I messed that up.
Oh yeah,
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Uh, sorry.
Cool, thank you. I'll get it this time.
I mean, if we can swap who's player one at some point.
Ah, damn. That's still fine.
I mean, meter gain is actually the same whether you drop the combo or not.
Yeah. Um, that should be fine.
That is not awful. So that was just under 2 bars gained for you from the start
Yeah.
of the combo. Cool.
Yes. So yeah, it's pretty good. Um, so yeah, and like obviously you don't have to end with super there.
Right,
You
right.
just end with a sticky bomb if you want, and then tag into your partner. So
What about
um,
lockdown? After, if you catch your opponent blocking or some other similar situation, does she have a lot of lockdown that she can use to get her partner to get mix?
Yeah. So that's mainly with a sticky bomb.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So do something like that.
Right. So you can enhance your partner's Okazumi game.
Yes,
By
exactly.
leaving.
And what's really good about that is so the bomb only goes away if you hit Widow. So once you do
Right.
that, tag out if they hit Rocket, for example. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah,
No,
try
I,
you again.
I that demonstrated everything perfectly.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can just
so
throw
that's
it.
really good.
Yeah, you can throw it and tag it in. And then in terms of like hard to blockable stuff, her overhead is really fast. Like it's like 2 frames faster than Nova's, I think, or one or something.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and a sequence I like to use a lot, even though it's really unsafe. She can combo her low gunshot into the overhead. Oh,
oh, that
yeah,
combos?
that's a weird thing. Yeah.
Oh, right,
see,
strange.
Sorry,
Sorry.
this is something I just want to go over quickly. Yeah, I don't know if you saw there was strange, but some characters, if she's really close to you, that gunshot just goes through for whatever reason.
That's
It's
amazing. That is amazing.
kind of weird. But yeah, so true combo.
Right, so that
The only
combos.
thing with that, yes.
So
which is
if I'm
really
doing
good,
this, yeah. Right.
yeah.
The only thing with that is I imagine it's super unsafe if they block high.
Yes, yeah. So obviously the gunshot can be push blocked reflected.
Oh.
Which, yeah, I mean, really hard for you to show.
Yeah,
So yeah, that one and her down heavy punch in the air as well. But she's
you
got
could.
some ways around.
Here, hang
that.
on, hang on, hang on. You're gonna reflect
Oh, yeah.
this. You're the best.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
So, but she has some ways around that. So you can
Right.
do gunshot into slide,
Oh,
and her hurt box gets so low that yeah, she'll just slide right under the push block bullet.
Right.
So, sorry.
that's
Yeah,
super
see?
cool. And then if the other person is
Yeah.
expecting the push block to do anything, they just get clapped.
Yeah.
Can you?
Um,
Never mind. I was going to ask a dumb random question. Can you do that?
Yeah, or whatever.
Oh no, I mean you could use the hurt box on slide to get under the reflect, and you could empty cancel into command grab.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few options like that. Oops.
I mean, I get hit. I'll stop getting hit.
So you can sort of cancel out of the slide really quickly
Right,
too,
right,
if you
right.
want.
Right.
So that's
Cool.
sort of like a hard combo to hit confirmed.
So what does she want from her partner?
She wants good support, or a character with really good life. So Widow, 9k character, doesn't have really great defense.
Right.
So any character that, well, in my case, she works great with Rocket because obviously the traps, she builds a stacker meter, so that's excellent. Good support character, can just fill the screen, help her get in. So yeah, there's characters like that, Winter Soldier, probably Hawkeye.
How much does she benefit from like traditional high-low super tag?
Okay, it's not that amazing. She benefits more from super tag mid-screen,
Uh-huh.
just because of this flip, and she can just do left-right mix-ups like crazy.
Right. So like Bucky super mid-screen, but not necessarily Dante super, especially in the corner.
Yeah.
I keep getting
That's
hit.
the thing, like, yeah, because, no, it's all good. That illustrated my point anyways, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I hit you... Oh, sorry. It was a bit
You
too
can
early.
you
for
can
the
flip me
tag.
out and then take advantage of the gap.
Yeah, sorry, I'll
Sure.
try that again. Alright. Oh, God. Yeah, I mean,
Do you want me to get hit or not?
yeah, I'll... quickly.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, for real this time.
Sure. I'm getting hit.
Yeah, so like with her overhead, you see it'll just knock you out.
Right.
So there's situations like that, which is not too great.
Does that work with every
obviously-
super, or is that a rocket specific thing?
If they're...
Hang on.
No, I think it's happened with... Because I only play her with Bucky as well. And if I do the super with him, it's...
Here, join for a second.
yeah, about the same. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Join.
No, join.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm going to be Dante.
Okay.
I want to figure out the answer to this question. And I also want you to be player one, so. Cool. So she wants a character with a lot of... I mean, you say support value, but the things you demonstrated were full screen control, a lot from Rocket.
Yeah, so to be more specific, someone with good range.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just doing overhead, yeah?
Yep.
Let me get hit. Hang on.
Get it.
Because we want to see if...
Okay, so yeah, you've used your ground bounce there.
Huh. But when you do that with Rocket, it just resets them in the middle of the super.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Okay. So that is a Rocket specific thing.
Yeah. Let's say if like you...
I mean, does she have
actually-
like a second overhead and I'm getting confused?
Well, just like, her normals.
Right, but my point is that in the super to reset them, you were just doing forward heavy punch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you want somebody with a lot of range that can help her control the screen so that she can get set up better and start moving in, yeah? So you
Yeah,
want
because like I said, from this range, it's she can
Right.
kind of get bullied. She's not too great, so just anyone who can cover certain angles.
Right.
It's
Sorry.
like, yeah. No, it's all good.
Huh, cool.
Yeah, just so she can get in and...
Does she necessarily need a lot of close range lockdown or mix, or are those things that she doesn't really care that much about? From her partner.
Sorry, did she need...
A close
from her
range.
partner.
Yeah. Close range lockdown or mix from her partner.
No, she doesn't really need it. She can benefit from it for sure. So like if you block this, for example.
As I push block.
All right, that's all good. So there's situations like that where it's just
Right.
continuous block stun, and it can set up for sticky bomb setups.
Right.
So that's really good.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I just look at it as, if you got another character with more junk they can set up on the screen, the more the merrier.
So you
It
think
just
that
makes stuff chaotic.
she pairs best with somebody who's really good at neutral and can set up a bunch of garbage and can support her setting up a bunch of garbage.
Yes.
Cool. Two things. One, do you mind turning on some combination of inputs and damage?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was
And-
going to say that because, displaying some of these combos, it's going to be kind of hard to,
Parse things?
to describe. Damage as well, sorry?
Yeah. Damage is dope. I do not understand how people lab without damage on. It is the most useful metric in this game. Like, actually. What about stones? So the thing that I want to know is not necessarily, is Power Stone good and is Mind Stone bad, but does she have any unique interactions with stones that other characters don't? I mean, I know that one of the big ones is that you can pull people into garbage that you set up.
Yeah, well, that's the most obvious one, so
Right.
yeah, it can be pretty good with that. What else? Can be kind of good for like stalling like that when
Right.
she's in movement. So
Um,
just to be a bit more slippery.
If you do, oh, it is. Holy crap. Okay. Yep. Cool.
Yeah,
Amazing.
so yeah, flip, zip,
Yeah,
base
that's
zone.
a
and you get
a
another
normal
flip.
stall,
and-
right?
Yeah.
So you can use space to stall there. You can use power to just sort of have a bigger box there.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can just with a command throw.
Oh,
Do the same thing.
That's if I can remember how to command grab.
Quarter circle back, heavy kick.
Is the up one, right?
There you go.
And then I can do that one for cool.
Yeah, but that's good just specifically for stuffing up their movement. So.
That's dope.
Which is good. The other thing would be the surge into her super command throw, because it effectively gives her much more range. And then you think about all the, that has armor, and then you've got the
Right.
invincibility on startup of the throw. So if they're
That's really
doing,
smart.
some kind of move, yeah, it's really good.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else.
I mean, it's totally fine if she doesn't have anything else.
Yeah, that's about it. It's just
So-
all the
so
usual
basically-
trap stuff.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
gets
sorry.
she gets a couple of. I mean, you can talk. It's fine.
Yeah.
She gets a couple of boosts from space because her ability to control space with projectiles and the fact that she's got a couple of super spooky command grabs up close mean that it's a little bit more useful to pull your opponents around. But otherwise, just stones that are good, and stones that are bad are bad.
Yep.
Does she have anything goofy with storms? I mean, I imagine that her box pressure is just absurd.
Yeah, so that's pretty good because I mean you'll notice a lot of people love to jump in box, so it's just super easy,
Right.
you know, start doing that. And obviously because they're in such a confined space, just
Right.
to left right mix on everything
Right. Right. Right.
and just be super oppressive.
Sure.
So those are the main things.
Does she have cool basketball combos in Power Stone? Can you combo? This is actually.
Uh,
Yes, she does. Okay, cool. We don't need to go further.
yeah, what was it?
I promise she does. That's cool.
Yeah, oh, I haven't experimented with them. She has a solo touch of death for 9k characters in Power Stone.
That's cool.
Sort of, yeah, a bit hard to hit, but it's
Yeah.
doable.
Cool. Um, and then I imagine she probably has interesting input overlap with some characters in Soul, but we don't necessarily need to talk about that. And then
Yeah,
reality,
oh god, I've
I'm sure she's got actually a relatively easy restand because she's got a sliding knockdown, and she's got lots of ways to stall things out in combos. So anytime they're
yeah.
bouncing,
I haven't played reality too much, but I mean, for example, you could restand them with the ice and then
yeah,
use the gas bomb for another crumple, things like that. The surge from it,
uh huh.
I suppose, could be okay for her because
Wait,
just you know,
uh, okay, wait, does this combo? If I can remember inputs, no, it does not. Okay, cool.
yeah, it
Is there
seems
any way to
like
combo into the gas bomb while they're grounded?
um no, not
Okay.
that I can think of, unless it's off like a tag maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you might be able to do it
Oops.
off of six heavy kick, but like six heavy
It's...
kick is the only thing. Oh, that launches anyway. Never mind. I'm done. Cool.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Amazing. All right, I think that wraps that up. Let me check the outline. Um, cool. So we briefly mentioned sort of a general overview of her neutral plan, which was to, from full screen, set up a wall of garbage and then slowly advance your wall of garbage forward until you hit them,
Yep,
and then they die.
pretty much.
Um,
Yeah, just get them blocking traps, restrict their movement,
right.
and yeah, just start mixing them up.
So, I mean, I've got a question that I'm supposed to ask you about her preferred range, but it really sounds like her preferred range is as close as she can be with a wall of garbage in between her opponent and her.
Yeah, so she like sort of works from this range where
Hmm.
she's weaving in and out.
Right.
So I like to, you know, sort of retreat, go in, go out. It just, yeah, because unless you've got some sort of traps there, you don't want to be too close in there.
Right.
It's, yeah, just sort of going in, retreating, and setting up a bunch of crap.
Cool. I'm the best. That was completely intentional. Completely intentional. Cool. So when you're full screen, I imagine that you probably never use this in neutral, right?
Nah.
Okay. But you probably do use this a lot.
Yes, so, I mean, anyone that's played Winter Soldier, it's like the same button,
Yeah.
same idea. It's just that into specials. Because it covers, yeah, such a good angle. And you combine that with her traps, it's, yeah.
Right.
And then you can use that in conjunction with a flip as well, which is great for pressure, because, you know, make them block a bullet
Right.
and start going in like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there any? So basically, I imagine that you're predicting some combination of movement and what you can get away with in terms of what bombs you throw when, right?
With what, sorry?
With what bombs you throw when, what gauntlet projectiles. Are there any that you favor more when you're full screen than in other ranges?
Oh, right, yes, sure. So probably Gas Bomb
Okay.
to start, because that goes, yeah, the furthest range. And probably Sticky Bomb, because
Okay.
that's got a pretty good range. So, yeah, again, the idea is hopefully try and tag them with a random Sticky Bomb if you can.
Right, and then
'Cause as
once
soon as
that's
they
up,
block that,
yeah,
yeah,
cool.
or as
And
soon as they get tagged with that, they're forced to block, and then you can get closer and start setting up more stuff.
and then there's gas bomb doing its work
Yeah.
during that. And then obviously the other thing that you can do when you're full screen is you can use her flip or whatever to get forward.
Yeah, which is pretty good, but something you have to be careful with, just because she's so vulnerable with that.
Right.
So you'd only want to be doing that if you have a tag in place.
But I mean, you go about full screen off of a super jump forward, especially, right?
Yeah, it's pretty far.
Darn. Okay.
So yeah, the forward one's good. Her back one doesn't go as far,
Uh huh.
but still good.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
And so other than basically doing this, flips, and various projectiles, are there other options that you would use at full screen? Or things that you do other than just, I mean, I guess move, you know? But
Yeah. No, it's pretty basic because
Cool.
again, that's like a last resort for her
sure.
to be at this. You know, if she's
Yeah.
solo, just slowly make your way in. Again, her full screen options aren't too great.
I mean,
Like I wouldn't be using this.
yeah, yeah. And then as you get closer, I imagine the same sort of pattern continues at mid screen, but at mid screen you start threatening that a lot
Yes.
more.
Yeah. Yeah. To try and start opening them up
Mhm.
and left right mix ups. Whatever.
Sure. Oh, cool. So you just always get that super amazing angle on the spark trap if you just literally
Oh,
press
yeah.
no buttons or press no stake
Yeah.
inputs. You just press the buttons.
Yeah, well, that's the good thing. I don't know if I mentioned, but out of the flip, you don't have to put the special input
Right.
to get a gauntlets. It's just the one button press,
Right.
which is super handy.
Cool. And then I imagine at close range, not in addition to doing stuff with the down zip, this probably gets really good even from house screen, especially if they're not
Yeah,
jumping.
so there's certain situations, like
Yeah.
sometimes if you just stand still for a
Sure.
sec, we'll try and get it.
Oh, that looked
You know,
dirty.
Yeah, like it's pretty deep that you have to hit it.
Yeah.
And again, only in certain situations that you probably will. But
Uh-huh.
if you see it hit, you can just easily get a combo off of it.
Yeah, you're like plus a billion there. Like actually plus a
Yeah.
billion.
Oh yeah.
Cool. And does the gas trap retain its value at short range, or do you just only throw when you're far?
Sorry.
Does the gas trap retain its value at short range, or do you just only throw when you're far?
No, it's good at short range too, because the electric trap good for controlling the vertical space, gas trap good for horizontal space.
I see.
Moving forward, so you use those in conjunction, and then when you have those set up, try and hit them with a sticky bomb.
Cool.
'Cause then their movement options are sort of just stuffed at that point.
Yeah. That tracks.
Yeah.
And then you can just do some mixing on it.
Yeah.
When do you use you've been doing it in a lot of these example sequences. When do you use this to retreat, and do you prefer to do it in the air or on the ground?
In the air.
Okay. Always
Mainly.
in the air?
Yeah. So there can be certain situations like that.
Right.
Let's see. Where you can sort of retreat away and use the sticky bomb like that, which I
Right.
think is really good in neutral.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just if you're not confident about getting the hit or anything, and you just sort of want to keep setting up things.
Right.
Do it with gas as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then when you're up close, so we've mentioned that she's got this pretty fast overhead. You've
Yeah.
mentioned in previous discussions that this is actually a pretty okay anti-air.
Yeah. Decent.
Like especially if you've got some jerk butt just flying, Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Again, it's
I mean, is her jab like usable?
Yeah, it's pretty quick. I'm not sure on the frame data, but I think
Okay.
her crouching one is the quickest.
Okay. But
yeah,
it's
pretty good. And
it's
then
it's up there. So like at round start, if you're not fighting against Spencer and you happen to have her on point, you can just mash jab on people.
yeah, I suppose so.
Cool.
I don't find myself doing that much. I'm just like walking back and like
No, it's fine. It's
just,
fine.
just setting up stuff.
Oh, she's got this
But it's
button.
good.
This button
Yeah,
too.
which one?
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh yeah, the slide.
It's a little bit worse than like Captain Marvel's, but still like if the other person is doing bad tags, or you just feel the need to go in, because you can do that too, which I imagine is not great, but or that is even better.
Yeah, it's decent.
As an option. Cool. So in close though, does she have a short hop overhead?
Yeah, I was sort of experimenting with that today with a heavy kick and sort of combo it out of it. I think. Let's see. God.
Is that a high though? Like
Overhead.
oh that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the zip. That's mid.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, but which
And
is
that's mid
it's
too.
okay because you do that sequence, the kick will
Yeah.
hit overhead, and because it is so quick, most people won't block it.
Cool. Does she have any other notable up close options that you think people should be aware of?
Yeah. So obviously her command
Oh.
throws.
Right. And so she
those
has
are really good.
She has two. One of them is anti-air and one of them is anti-ground, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and there's
Also the
out
super.
of all of her command throws of the normal ones and the super, it's like 6 different ways to execute them. So I'll show you in a sec.
Oh, sure.
So obviously the heavy kick one,
Uh-huh.
so use it on the ground, it'll hit him on the ground.
Right.
If you use it in the air, hit him in the air. But then the light kick one is sort of confusing at first. So you did it on the ground, you'll hit someone in the air.
And on the air, you'll hit
If you're
someone
in
on
the
ground.
air, yes. So it just goes
Amazing.
opposite.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like really active. So from all the way up here.
Huh.
If I can try and hit you with it, I don't know. Yeah.
What the heck?
So you can probably do like some sort of tag shenanigans with it, sort of like the people's elbow of command throws.
Yeah, that... I mean, do you want to try to do that after? I'll just hold still.
Oh yeah.
That is super cool. That is super
Yeah.
cool. And then the super just also throws wherever you are, so it's the same as heavy kick, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's really good too because command throw super, and it doesn't scale as a throw.
Oh,
So if you're able to get a follow up off of it, you just
Uh-huh.
get normal damage, which is super good. Which I know, is that the same as Ultron's? Do you know by chance?
Ultron's...
Because he has that grab super.
Yeah, Ultron's is very complicated. Is the
I
answer.
don't know.
So I don't know how detailed of an answer you want to this,
Yeah.
but Ultron's scales your follow-up combo worse than a normal grab, and also adds a large amount of dummy damage to the front of your combo. So you have to do a relatively
Okay.
short combo, but you also are Ultron, so you don't really care that much about either thing. Ultron's
Yeah,
also
fair enough.
crumples, so it leaves them standing. So against taller characters, you can just get garbage. You can get garbage. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
Bananas wants to know if you can do that. But yes, you can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't say that. You can't see my inputs. Bananas wanted to know if you could Kara the command grabs into normals. And yeah, you absolutely can. So you can, again, that's just me doing sweep into command grab, which you could probably demonstrate if you wanted to.
Whoop, sorry.
Be further away so it whiffs.
Oh, Kara. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
And yeah,
sorry.
you can empty cancel this as we've been demonstrating for movement purposes.
Yeah.
Cool. Close range options. She's got command grab. She's got the relatively fast overhead. She's got normal grab. Can she combo off of normal grabs?
If you've got a bomb set up, so she's got.
Oh,
I can like sort of cover that now if you want.
sure.
Yeah. So if you get a sticky bomb on them and certain throws, you can get a follow up. So if you do that like immediately.
Mm-hmm. But it has to be fairly immediate, yeah. So if they just start backdashing
Yeah.
there, then
Whereas opposed to her super command throw, there's a bit of a weird window to it.
Okay.
I don't know, see if I can get it. Which is a really good tool, but only certain situations that you'll reliably get it.
huh,
So which is good for like, solo conversions off of that.
right.
It's good if you've got the box. So I think I've only done it like once in a match.
Yeah.
But it happened.
No, that makes sense. Cool. And then I mean, off box, you could even level 3 there, right? So you could, yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's hopefully that combos. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Would you take my word for it? It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Cool. Does she have any other notable normals that you would recommend using up close, or even notable air normals that you would recommend using in scramble situations?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just out of the zip, I always just use light kick.
Okay.
It's not as fast as light punch, but it has much more range.
Yeah, it goes really
You can
far.
reliably combo and hit confirm out of that. If I'm just trying to go air to air, so say if you're super jumping, oops, probably heavy punch or start with a light punch
Okay.
to hit confirm.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I imagine you never use like that move in neutral or anything else. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that we're not missing anything.
That's all good. I don't use the move when, sorry.
In neutral.
No, because that's this move is really unsafe.
Okay.
So like you can, well, actually that's an important thing to bring up now. Speaking
Sure.
of,
Shock state.
so she has two special moves that she can cancel into her flip.
Oh, you can
So
cancel
one
this
of
into
them
flip?
is, yes, so spark brush like that.
That's super cool.
Yes, and grappling hook as well.
Huh.
So which is so strange because there's nothing about it in her move list.
Huh.
Yeah, just sort of figure it out yourself. But I use that all the time for my bread and butter combos. So
Right.
after the sliding knockdown to get the pick up there.
That's
And you
super
can do
cool.
that on block as well.
Uh-huh.
Again, so if you block,
Mhm.
and then you can just retreat away like that. It's still not safe. It can be punished, but
Oops.
yeah, it's all good. If people aren't ready for it, you can kind of make yourself safe if you stuff up.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
super interesting. Okay. Let me see what else I have. So in terms of pressure and mix, your general pressure sequences that you've been showing have been this into the light kick on the way down, and then after that you either
Yep.
confirm, or you just move back out and throw some garbage, and then sort of reset the situation and do that again. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much. You just, again, yeah, lock down the movement with traps.
Okay.
Get the fear in them and start
Sure.
mixing up.
So what would be the sort of the basic day one I want to get into a match and start playing Widow pressure sequence that you'd recommend that people use?
Probably, yeah, just what I was showing.
Okay.
Just practice that
Cool.
mainly. Yeah.
So just a lot
I
of
feel like sort of this range, sort of, retreat, gunshot,
okay.
electric shock.
And then once you've got that down, once you've got the blocking, you just go in with that, and
Yeah,
then
you can go in with that if you want.
Okay.
You can try and set up a trap. So yeah, that
Sure.
would be, actually, yeah, that's a good one to start with. So retreat, set up the trap, then like that.
Cool. And then you
Yeah.
just sort of reset, and then mix up which traps you use, and do some other fancy stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
In terms of solo mix, you're trying to mix a guy solo. You use
Yep.
the command grabs, you use the normal grab, you use the overhead. Does she have, and you use the cross up with that, right?
Yep.
Does she have anything else that I'm missing that we have not gone over yet?
Yeah, I mean, I can show like some specific examples
Sure.
with a command throw. If you're doing all this, you can flip over, command throw them
gosh.
like that, which is really good.
That was super dirty.
Yeah. What else do you have? You can do like left-right mixes when
Mhm.
you've got the bomb on them.
Sure.
So let's see. Stuff like that, if you time it right, you can get a combo off it. So as you're flipping over and hit them with a shock, the bomb will blow up, and that's just, because it's so quick.
I see.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, she's just sort of freestyle.
Wait, is this a
with her
standing
mixes.
low?
No. Her only standing low is the gunshot.
Her only standing low is wait. That's a standing low?
Yes.
Okay. And this isn't.
No.
Oh yeah. You just blocked it
I don't
standing.
think-
Yeah, cool.
Oh.
No, you absolutely just blocked it standing a second ago. Here, do it to me. I'll hold back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Not a standing low. Okay. It looked very. Yeah, we were talking about shock state. I got Kai vibes. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing a combo with Rocket. The other person counter switches, and then you tag into them with Widow. What do you do with Widow?
You go for a bomb setup.
Okay.
So, I suppose.
Just
try and-
yeah. Just pretend that okay. I can actually counter switch her.
Yeah. Boom, like that. So,
Okay.
you want tag crash to rock,
Okay.
straight into the hop kick, into a bomb.
Okay. And that's just
That's
safe.
immediate easy pressure. Yeah, because this move on block is just so plus.
Cool.
Just start.
And then, awesome. So you're just in. Is there like a layer 2 of that? I imagine you would just do some like that. Probably would be layer 2, right?
Yeah, I suppose so. But yeah, I always just go for the bomb setup because
Cool. Yeah. No. If it's something that they have to block, then it's something they have to block.
Yeah.
And then we've gone over solo mix. When you get your partner out, how do her mix and pressure options change? Or when you have a partner available, how do your mix and pressure options change?
Well, like if they're assisting me, for example, do you mean, or?
Yeah, sort of, sure.
I mean, that one I use all the time. So there's, she can just so left, right so
Right,
quickly. There's situations like that you can use. What else
Cool.
is there?
Yeah, I proving that I don't have widow.
Yeah, you can do like pretty good low overhead low sequences.
Okay.
So like if I did a low with rocket, and then it's
Mhm.
sorry. Oh no, sorry. Actually, going from widow, it was like that.
Because it's lower head right.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's so hard to see.
And then does she enable her partner to get any of that stuff up? I imagine that we talked about this a little bit, I think, or the other one. I wanted to do the other one.
Yeah, it's all good.
Where this, because it stays on for so long, and because you have to hit widow and she's leaving the screen, it enables your partner to get a lot of pressure going.
Oh yeah, for sure. See, like, and because they can do things that are unsafe
Mm-hmm.
and sort of bait the opponent, because yeah, maybe they want to punish and press a button, and then the bomb will hit
Right.
them.
Right.
So I think in my case,
Smart
I'd
ball.
use it more for, like, once I've got the bomb on them,
Mm-hmm.
start setting up with rocket like that,
Right.
and then just
Cool. And then you're just in. Dope.
yeah.
Is there anything else that you would want to? I am so sorry, Mr. Bananas. I can tell you why the screen goes black. It's probably because I'm tapping out. And looking at the thing. Is there anything else that you would want to talk about in terms of her mix options with her partner before we move on? It's totally okay if we covered everything. Cool.
I think we've pretty much covered everything.
Cool. All right. So the way that I've been trying to analyze combos in this game is by understanding all of a character's knockdown options in terms of like wall bounces, ground bounces, and so on and so forth, and then trying to figure things out from there. So she's got, I know that this causes sliding knockdown and it's cancelable.
Yep.
I know that this causes OTG. Well, it causes a crumple state, which uses OTG. And when you use it against airborne opponents, does it OTG when you use it against airborne? Or I think it just knocks them off.
It
right?
only hits on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Sure.
if you knock airborne opponents down into it, it just acts as like a fake substitute ground bounce. Anyway.
Okay, sure. It hits them back up in the air, and then this ground bounces. And then I think she has something else that's weird that I forget about. But
yeah, she has wall bounces.
Right.
So if you use the heavy version of this
Okay.
wall bounce, that's a move I don't find myself using too much. This heavy version, again, a move with Widow that has so much startup and recovery on it. It's not that great, and then you compare it against the light version, so much quicker.
Does the light version have any cool stuff? Oh, the light version
well,
crumples.
that's what I used.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Crumples on the ground. In the air, it sets up for juggle, which I use all the time.
Okay.
So if I'm doing my BMB like that,
Right. And that just gives
it
you
just gives you so much time to
Cool.
just start going into a loops.
Okay. And how do the knockdown properties differ on all of these things when they're in shock state or not? That one doesn't crumble if they're not in shock state. Cool.
Yes. Yeah, you can sort of hit confirm into it. It's
Okay.
really hard. Actually, probably in the corner would be better to show. You can get a combo off of
Sure.
it, but it's really tricky. The heavy one, I don't know. Never
Sorry.
use it.
Go ahead.
That's all good. Yeah, I was just saying the heavy version of that without the
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
not
it
that
just
great.
tumbles. Cool. So just for because we've been talking about it a little bit without talking about it. Some of her specials on hit cause the opponent to go into what we're going to call shock state because we are officially Strive players.
Yes.
And
Okay.
they have lightning around them, and that changes the properties of some of her specials on hit and block.
Yes.
Which
Well, just on hit.
okay.
Yeah.
Which specials does it change?
So just that one. Mainly just these.
Okay.
So again,
these two?
it's
Or?
just
Oh, these.
no. That causes that.
Okay.
Actually, it's So it's just affects these two.
Okay.
Just what states they cause, and then obviously her super when she's got it, she gets the cash bonus at the end.
Cool.
Oh, and she gets a actually. She gets a wall bounce as well, but it's meaningless. Doesn't do anything. It's
Okay.
pointless.
It just consumes your wall bounce. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, she doesn't need a wall bounce anyways. She's got better stuff.
Okay, cool. So all of our other moves are the same whether you're in shock state or not. It's just super,
Yes.
and then those two specials. Cool. Um,
Yeah.
So she has a wall bounce. She has a wall bounce and super sometimes. And then we've gone over a couple other things. Is there anything that I missed that you would want to talk about in terms of her knockdown kit?
Um, no, that's yeah, pretty much all I can think of.
Sure. Um,
Yeah.
okay. So let's talk
I
about.
will say
Go ahead.
really quickly, sorry. Just yeah, with getting people in the shock state, because there's a few ways.
Uh-huh.
So obviously that projectile,
Right.
any of her spark rushes will
Okay.
do it, and all of her command throws, as well as the hyper command throw,
That's
causes
cool.
the shock state. Yeah.
Cool. So
Yeah.
it's most of your specials cause a shock state then. So
Yes. Yeah. Well, any of the specials that have some sort of obvious electrical
right.
interaction that you can see like
makes
right
sense.
there.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. Give me 1 sec. I need to sneeze.
Yeah. All good.
I just don't want to do it on stream.
Yeah. All good.
Sorry, that was a very long sneeze. Cool. So you're starting a combo on a grounded opponent. What is the ideal way to start it while preserving most of your options? What's the way that you would recommend just getting into loops or something from the ground?
Again, just with this sequence.
Okay. And then
It's the
from
most
there,
obvious.
once you got in the hit,
Yeah, you want to go into Spark Rush.
okay.
Get
So
the
you,
pick up.
you do Spark Rush for the sliding knockdown. You do
Yep.
the
So Spark
flip
Rush.
forward. Yep.
Yep. Zip down.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah. So Spark Rush, zip down, crashing light kick. Oh god.
The curse.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
combo.
crashing light kick,
yeah.
standing heavy kick, and then the light version of that.
And then from there, you just leisurely jump up and you do loops.
Yes.
Cool. And then if you catch a person airborne, I apologize. The screen just went back, Mr.
Yeah. All good.
Mr. Bananas. No, I'm going to apologize to Bananas. There's nothing you can do about that. Also, thank you for blessing me. If you catch a guy jumping, how do you confirm? What's the go-to?
So yeah, her air options that we talked about before.
Uh-huh.
So you can start with jumping light punch,
Sure.
heavy punch, heavy kick
Okay.
to knock them down. Or yeah, just
And
heavy
then
punch.
does she have to do anything? So, as a person who basically exclusively plays flight and air dash characters, I've got every option in the world to get back down after landing a jump roundhouse. But if you catch somebody with like this, like jump real fast,
Oh yeah.
if you
Sorry.
catch somebody like, oh okay, I guess you do have time. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah. So like, I'll show you even if you super jump.
Sure.
And I'll.
So you just always have time off of, buttons into jump roundhouse.
Yeah. As long as you like stagger the buttons out.
Cool. And then from there, you essentially just go into the same sequence and you do some sort of air loop.
Yeah. Yeah. So because
Cool.
well, that's the great thing about her with her kit.
Uh,
Oops. Yeah, it's alright. Even though that's just consumed a ground bounce, you've still got the gas to fall back on with
Right.
the loops. So even like that,
sure.
you know, you can still get like decent damage. You can go for a bomb setup there if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
So assuming that you are a interesting individual and you have Power Stone, how do you convert off of just random OTGs like that? What would your go-to conversion be?
Off of random OTGs.
Random OTGs. You hit a guy with Power Stone. How do you convert?
Yeah. Oh, can you actually? You should be able to give me the settings. To
You are the
have Power Stone, right?
you are the chief.
Oh, I am. Oh, right. Yes. So you put me player one. My bad. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm not on the ball.
It's fine.
Yeah, there we go. So again, yeah, just using that zip pressure.
Sure.
It's like that. And then, yeah, just
Oh.
the same combo
You're
I'm
just doing the
always
exact
doing.
same thing. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, that's why it's great. There's so many situations that you can just hit confirm into it.
Sure. So let's talk about enders before we go into filler, because that is the way that I like to think about things. How do you like to end combos? What is the sequence that you like to do at the very end?
So Either damage or just a bomb setup.
Let's
Either
go
of
for
those
let's go
two.
for Oki first. What does that look
Yeah,
like?
sure. So I'll just do a short version
Sure.
where it's like
Okay.
that. You'll
Cool.
get an easy hit confirm into bomb. Well, that's something to mention with
Uh-huh.
this. When you were talking before about how to get her back to the ground really
Right.
quick.
Right.
Excuse me, sorry.
Right. We're both sneezing.
Yeah. Yeah, so she does have an option for that with her zip line,
Uh-huh.
but specifically canceling the zip line into gas bomb for
That
whatever
makes
reason
sense.
sends her to the ground really quick.
Right.
And on top of that, yeah, I don't know if you want to try it.
I see.
Yeah.
Cool.
So specifically in the corner, with doing that Oki setup,
Okay.
gives you enough time for that to combo
I see.
the gas bomb, and which gives you options like,
Basically,
you want to combo her level 3 because that's a really slow startup.
Yeah.
So mainly for comboing that, for setting up the hop kick,
Sure.
and yeah, getting the hop kick gets you the bomb set up. Yeah.
Interesting. So Bananas has two questions. First is, what do you do about flight characters just doing stuff at super jump height? I like how I have a flight character. This is my favorite part.
Yeah. I'd say the main thing is, yeah, it's kind of tricky, but if you get any opportunity to land a sticky bomb on them,
Ah,
really important. So when they're flying around, you know,
they have to fly.
they have to block and deal with some sort of mix-up.
Sure.
So if they block in the air and they're starting to come down, you might be able to, you know, command throw them like that.
So the other question is, what options does she have against people just above her in general, even if they're not flying at super jump height? Like if I'm just doing,
Right. Yeah. Again, just that, but it's
Okay.
not that great. So like we were talking about, if you did, yeah, that gun move with Dante, yeah, see the bullets are just going to clip her legs.
right?
There's only certain characters, probably, say you're fighting Strider, he does
Okay.
Vajra. That would be an okay option
Well, you
against
could
it.
you could just backdash that though.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, there you
No,
go.
Vajra is it tracks where your character is when he does the move. So if you move at all while he's doing the teleport, he just whiffs. If you're in the corner, you
Ah,
obviously
right.
can't backdash it. But if a guy is just doing Vajra tag on you and you're on the ground, you can backdash it, and then you can just fierce both the Vajra and him tagging, and you just win the game.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
well, there you go.
Strider is bad. Strider's not bad.
Nice.
Strider's
Yeah,
really
well,
good. But
yeah, so
basically,
just in general, her vertical
yeah.
options aren't that great. It's
Cool.
just that. It's,
She
you
kind
know.
of struggles. Cool. So I want to see. I'm just going to ask a silly question. Off the bomb
Yep.
setup, what are your options if the other person just does tech buttons,
Tech buttons. Oh, like
tech forward buttons?
Yeah. So that's why I always try and retreat.
Okay.
So it's like, whoops, sorry.
Sorry. So I'm just going to do.
I'll tend to, yeah, go back
Aha.
like that.
So basically, what you're doing is you're using the bomb to cover your rebuy, and then you're doing a retreating move to cover them doing tech buttons. So it's two layers.
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
And then if they're just like not doing anything, you have a bomb on them, so you just leisurely go back in. And it's not necessarily that you're
Yeah.
trying to do mix or options immediately when they recover. More so that you're trying to keep yourself safe for a moment, so that then you can capitalize on the bomb later.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can, you know, use your tag partner if you want.
Sure.
Knock down.
Right.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
it's sort of unreliable, you know, on their wake up where the bomb's going to pop.
Right. Yeah,
So
you'd
it's
have to
sort of a
really time that
waste.
out.
Yeah.
And then as far as damage goes, so when I was messing with her combos seemed to end very abruptly at about 5.2. It was very
Yeah.
difficult to get anything beyond that, like maybe two normals. Is that
Yeah.
accurate with your experience?
With her damage.
Yeah.
It's like on a 9k character, about her optimal damage 6.7k.
What does it
What
mean
is
to
it?
us?
Let's see.
Sure. Oh, okay. That's about 200 more than I expected. Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm. Well, yeah, that actually makes sense. I was trying to do very, very specific, silly things when I was messing with her in terms of vendors.
Yeah.
Are there any other Oki setup things that you would recommend, or are you just gonna do that basically every time?
Yeah, it's pretty much bomb because
Okay.
it's such a good move.
Right.
You can just, yeah, it forces them to block or forces them to tag.
Sure.
Yeah, it really just forces their hand in so many situations. If they've blocked it, then, you know, you set up more traps,
Right.
low overhead mix, whatever.
Sure.
Yeah,
Are there
super.
any tips that you have for using her super safely and effectively at the end of combos?
Yeah, so the most obvious one, I'd say have your tag partner there to pick up the slack.
Okay.
Do any of her optimal combos, they're going to drop out. So, you know, I'll just do a short version.
Sure. So to be clear,
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, and if you do
Yeah.
level 1 and your partner does nothing, they'll just sort of fall out.
Yeah, if you go for too long.
Okay.
Maybe if you do something like this, like a very basic, oops, combo.
So basically, if you plan to spend meter at the end of your bars, at the end of your combo solo, you want to deliberately cut things short.
Yeah, so you got enough time to think about it. It's like, okay, if this isn't gonna kill, I'll just go for a bomb setup.
Okay.
If I've got my partner there, maybe I'll spend, you know, the cash, get the damage,
Sure.
and they'll set up for me. Yeah, but you've got enough time through doing all this crap to sort of assess the situation and be like, okay, what am I gonna go for? How much
Right.
life do they have? It's yeah.
Sure. So I'm going to go a little bit out of order here.
Yep.
In terms of when you're setting up the end of your tag combos, do you prefer to have her be the first person in an ender sequence, the second person make a sandwich?
In tag combos, yeah, want her up front
Okay. So
dealing damage.
you want her to do the majority of the middle of your combo, and then you can tag into your partner afterwards.
Yes, yeah.
Cool.
Well, specifically with my team, because I
Yeah,
mean, Rocket has so many tools that just scale combos like crazy. But what he's
Right.
really good for is, you know, supplementary
Sure.
damage at the end of a combo,
Sure.
knocking him into traps, whatever.
I mean, this
Uh,
team too. Right? I would just do a widow thing and then do that.
yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I actually tried to double trigger there. And then we've talked about team enders a little bit, I guess. The filler loops you're doing. Now, I know that she's got a couple. The one that I learned is you just get them in the air and then you do that a
Yeah.
bunch. So that's an option. And what I'm doing, just because I can explain this,
Mm.
is I'm just doing 6 heavy punch and then I'm Kara canceling 6 heavy kick into that to get off the ground. And that's one example. But you do loops with like that in the air, right?
Yeah, so that's the main one you'll be using, because that loop that you're showing,
Uh-huh.
it's only got like very, I don't know. You won't use it too much. It's mainly off like a tag crash if I get one.
Sure.
It'll be like, oh, cool. Yeah, and I'll just start doing that.
Yeah. You can
But
definitely
yeah,
set it up, but yeah.
yeah. But the main one, yeah, is just the jumping. So if you just jump, like
Sure.
just do normal jump.
So you're just doing
That's like,
rising light kick, down
yeah.
heavy
So
punch into the bomb.
yep,
Cool.
yeah, and it's not too hard. It's more just yeah, you get the rhythm of it,
Right.
and it's pretty consistent.
Are there delays between any of the buttons or the cancels that are going to throw people off?
It's hard for me to say. I've been playing this character for so
Yeah.
yeah, like I
That's
said,
cool.
it's
That's cool.
it's pretty consistent. You don't do it all at once. It's just sort of staggered out.
Right.
So
You want to jump real
yeah,
fast?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
I don't know,
Okay.
if I was to try and put it in like, you know,
Yeah.
audio terms, just like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's
So you definitely
very,
delay some stuff a little bit.
yeah.
Sure. Does she have any other just basic filler sequences, or is it pretty much just those two?
Yeah, those are the main ones, just her bomb loops.
Okay. And then do you want to talk about the ground bound stuff that you do once you've got the bomb on them in the air?
The ground bound stuff when I do what, sorry?
So when you get the bomb on them in the air, you'll frequently set up a gas trap and then spike them into the gas trap.
Yes.
So what does that look
Yeah.
like?
So if you jump,
Sure.
yeah, I'll try. So it's doing that, but on your second loop, switching to the shock.
Okay.
So 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that.
I see. So you
Yeah,
do bomb,
and
shock, and then on the third loop you do the
yeah, heavy punch, heavy kick, and then it's like as the bomb's going off, you set up the gas.
cool. And you can just sort of loop that later in the combo, I would imagine. And then gas enables you to go back into the same thing again, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So I just want to see that one more time for my
Yeah,
education.
sure.
I see.
Yeah, you can use it to like extend there. So see where you've already used your ground
Right,
bounce, and you
right,
can set
right.
up another bomb and gas trap.
Cool. All right. And then I imagine you've just got a bunch of stuff either on your Twitter or somewhere with all the combos that you would ever need. Oh, defending against Venom? That's bad.
Yeah,
Let me switch that
yeah. There's I don't know. I haven't really posted like a whole heap of practical things, I don't think, but you can sort of extract practical things from it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Probably the most helpful one is one that I put on my YouTube channel, which I have posted on Twitter. Would be like one of my earliest posts.
Sure. I mean, we can, if I stop punching my microphone,
Yeah.
we can we can link to that in the description. And then, I mean, we'll have some other stuff from other widows who
Yeah, sure.
also have different ways of doing things. I tapped out and there's something. Do you want to show a tag combo just while we're here? Just a full everything?
Yeah, like full on.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Cool. So we're just going into the loops that we talked about. My goal here is to distract you as much as possible.
Oh shit.
No, it's fine. I mean, this is like,
No,
what, 4,000
I'll go for
miles?
something a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go for something a bit more basic. Sorry.
Sure. I mean, the one I actually want to see is the one that either, I want to say Tufts was complaining about, where you just do jump down heavy kick like 17 times on a raccoon trap.
Oh yeah. So there's things like that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. That was like basically max damage for not using level 3. Like you do not do much more damage than that in this game. The game gets very crunchy.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, just using the trap just
Yeah.
helps so much, and then you can set up Oki with Rocket.
Right.
Yeah, sorry, the thing you were talking about was that?
Yeah.
You're doing the zip stuff? Yeah, that's only certain characters.
Okay.
So, Nemesis
Oh.
in...
Okay,
yeah,
so it's
big
like
game you can do like heaps.
just because Tufts plays Thor is what you're saying.
Sorry, for what reason?
No, don't worry about it. I'm conflating
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
It's
No worries.
no, I human brains are very good at condensing facts from the vapor of nuance would be the Snow Crash quote, and as a result, every once in a while you get some facts and you point them together and you're like,
Oh, okay, so yeah.
don't worry about it. Cool. Is there anything else that you would want to show in terms of combos while we're here that you think would be helpful to have you talking about, and not just somebody watching a Twitter video?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's totally fine.
I suppose offhand, talking about command throws.
Sure.
It's a lot of the basic combo structure I've done. You can do it off, a command throw as well.
Right.
And that also sets up for a bomb setup. So
Cool.
I'd say because of stuff like that, she's probably the best character with command throws in this game. Not just because of how versatile they are, but because she has traps as well, so it makes them more deadly. It doesn't matter that you get that much damage off it because you get Oki, and
Right.
doing that combo I just showed, you build 1 bar. So it's,
Right.
yeah, it's really
Right. How is she in the? This is an interesting question. How is she in the solo meter usage department? Does she get a lot out of having bar for herself, or does she really want a partner to spend it for her?
Yeah, I'd say more she wants a partner to spend it, but she does have options.
Sure.
So, like, the most basic one would be off her level 1, because she can get an OTG pickup after it. So if you're solo,
Yeah.
if this works, hopefully,
Cool.
she has options to do that, but there's ways to extend that combo, make it much longer.
Yeah.
See, I'll try and do really quick if I can show
Sure.
like a full combo, full damage combo with her, using all her resources. So yeah, not something you'd want to use very often, but god damn it! Sorry, one more time,
Sure.
really quick, and if I don't get it.
That's fine. Bananas is supporting Widow's being the best grappler in the game, which is true. She's one of very few characters with a grappling hook other than Spencer. And,
Shit. Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I mean, that's still 66 before the super. That's not bad.
Yeah. Well, actually, maybe I'll put this. Sorry, last one.
That's fine. Mr. Betterpart says, you don't use this, and then immediately finds an opportunity.
Yeah.
So the difficult part is that he's trying to preserve OTG for the entire combo so that he can level 3.
Yes.
And this is going to do some amount less damage than his
Yeah,
max.
8K
But
something.
yeah. No, I mean, that's probably like 82 because you can... Whatever.
Yeah, if I optimized it better, but that
Yeah.
was just to
Yeah.
show more or less the kind of damage you get.
Cool. And then because you're using this, you can do that combo with no bars as long as you have 50% box, yeah. Or 50% whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. No,
Yeah.
that's actually super dope. Okay. So the next thing that I think that we should talk about just very briefly is how do you defend against Widow? Now, I know that we've had part of this conversation before. The reason that I am not playing Widow is because the first time I picked Widow, I was playing against a guy who was playing X-Norm, and I said, I'm just not going to deal with this. This is too much.
Yes.
And I switched back to low-tier characters like Dante. So I imagine that some of it is that she struggles against characters, especially in this game, with very high projectile durability who can cover awkward angles of the screen, yeah?
Yeah. And again, especially talking about Dawn. 'Cause,
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to set up stuff from here and you'll just, dark hole and...
Pillar, teleport,
so annoying. Yes. Yes.
all of those things. I mean, I imagine Dante actually probably, between this and this and this...
Yeah, that's a good one. Especially because if you're, just being crazy, flipping around and stuff, and then you just randomly teleport and crack my head.
Yeah. Ooh, or I could randomly teleport and get a bomb put on me.
Yeah, get a bomb.
Yeah. so that's a little
roll
rough.
of the dice.
So my takeaway from that is that Widow seems to actually just struggle against beams, traditional projectiles, just things that control the screen while she's trying to set up her garbage. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And also because a lot of her pressure in the offense is based around projectiles. Anyone that deals with projectiles is really good. So, say Captain Marvel with her armor,
Right.
can really stuff her up because even this zip, that's a projectile.
Cool.
From
So
there,
also
yeah.
I mean, Sigma probably is kind of sort of in that category because the armor
Yeah.
and tackles.
So any characters with armor.
Yeah.
really
Monster Hunter.
frustrating. Yeah.
How did she do
Actually, that
against
was
Hawkeye?
something I was. Struggle.
Okay.
Struggle.
Cool. So basically, the way you deal with this character is you pick people who are good in this game.
Pretty much. So there's that. Again, talking about when she's doing all this crap, you know, if I'm just being too nonchalant, you can just chuck out, gun super with Dante and just catch me.
Right. You'd have to use a lot of air options. I'd have to keep track of a lot of stuff, and that's going to be really difficult to do in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. But if she has used too many air options, then you could theoretically do that. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to do that, I think. But
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that works too.
Yeah.
You can confirm off it.
So basically, I mean, I'm going to summarize for a third time, but when she's setting up, if you can challenge the space where she's going to be effectively, especially from full screen, she's going to have a problem.
Yes.
Once she's set up, is there anything that you should do? I mean, you mentioned that if the bomb gets on you, one of the better things to do is just to tag, yeah?
Yeah, just empty tag. And also,
And then you just up there. Go ahead.
actually, space. This is one that a player over here, Consistent, uses against me all the time.
Mhm.
So if you just stick me with a bomb.
Oh, because it's a
yeah,
projectile.
you can
you can just
absorb
armor
it,
through
yeah.
at the last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
that's like another good way of defending against it. What else? I don't know. If you can sort of like read the situation where I've got like a bomb on you and then I want to come up, say if I'm like from a dashing distance
Sure.
away, it's like, oh, he's going to come in and do something. You just challenge me with a button,
Right.
whether I get, hit or blocked or whatever.
Right. Because as
they'll
long as it
make the bomb
connects, it
go
just goes away.
Yeah, but that's sort of, the mind game with Widow because she has so many options once she has that bomb on you. Like, I don't even have to commit. I can just keep,
Right.
just resetting it. It's like you don't know when I'm going to go in.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is there an easy way to defend against that stuff, or do you just kind of have to hold it, especially when there's a bomb?
kind of have to hold it. I want to say there's like one player one time when I was doing this where if you, it's got like virtually no block stun.
Oh,
So I don't know if you like push
so
block
I could
it
like.
and then maybe jab me if you've got a
Right.
character with like a good.
Oh,
Sorry.
I mean, I'm not gonna be able to do that on this connection, but I imagine
Yeah.
if you perfect push block that, you're probably like -20, so I can just do whatever I want.
Yeah, but that's the thing where it's because I mean, yeah, you push block it, I don't get pushed away, and
Which
because
is
it's
really
so
yeah,
quick,
yeah, yeah. So
so
that
it's
is
hard to defend against. And I'm just,
right. But if I'm push blocking well, I can just throw you out of anything. It seems like, uh, which is push blocking well is the hard part. I apologize.
yeah,
Oh, you can also just move yourself, right? If there isn't anything preventing me from moving, then I can
yeah,
I can just move out of the way, and then you're just whiffing a big old move on the way down.
yeah.
And then that
Oh, but it
sets me up
hits
for
in like a pretty quick succession.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
always do it like that. If I did it with light punch, it'd probably
Well,
be much
if the
tighter.
grapple whiffs, if
Yeah.
the grapple whiffs, you can't cancel into another normal.
No,
Right. So if I dodge the grapple, then it's super easy for me to whiff punish you.
yeah. So like you said, if you just move out of the way, yeah, there you
Yeah. Cool.
go. Yeah, and that's where it all comes into mixing it up.
Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. And then the other thing, and this is I sort of alluded to this when we were talking the other day.
Hmm.
How tag safe are her combos? Or counter tag safe? So the loops that you're suggesting, where you do,
Yep.
you do,
Yeah, you're all good.
uh,
Yeah, those.
I'm smart. I'm smart. I swear. I'm gonna try to redeem myself and remember a sequence of 3 buttons.
Yeah, it's all good. I said it's more just the timing of it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, cool. Where you do those, I imagine that is very, 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 very non-counter tag safe.
No, it's fairly safe, I want to say. It's compared to some of our other options.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like if you get counter tagged during that, especially, that is so
Right.
unsafe.
Cool. Cool, cool, cool.
So that's something I would say. Be very meter conscious
Okay.
of your opponent when you're doing combos with Widow.
And obviously none of this
And-
matters if you can just run your assist into their assist when they counter tag.
Exactly, and that's what I mean.
Yeah.
If you're going for optimal stuff, whether and you got your partner there, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because it's just like go for it. If they counter tag, just boom.
But when you're solo, be super, super careful.
Yeah, when you solo, you just want to go for much shorter stuff.
Sure.
So I wouldn't even bother.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, again, we had this conversation a couple days ago, but whenever you can sneak one of those out, if they just tag into it, then you suddenly created a situation where no matter how dumb the thing that you're doing is, then counter switching is even dumber,
Yeah,
which is super cool.
yeah, no, that's really good.
So the other silly question, or silly Rainbow's question, what do her happy birthday routes look like? I'm just going to tag and hold back.
Yeah, so it's mainly
Uh,
off just the,
sorry,
the
I'm
spark
gonna-
rush.
I'm going to tag and hold
Yeah,
back.
you're all good.
Oh yeah, that works. Cool.
Yeah, and then she should be able to get maybe pick up after this. Oh,
Yeah, that's good.
sorry. Yeah.
Start with a low. Cool. Okay.
I mean, you can cut like that really short, and then you'll be able to get another super after this.
Okay.
And then
Does she have
yeah,
long
whatever.
happy birthday save sequences, or do you just immediately want to? I mean, I imagine your team actually has really interesting birthdays. And by really interesting birthdays, I mean really frustrating birthdays.
No, they're not. They're not too frustrating.
Oh,
It's
right,
not
because
like,
you have trap super.
Takewa or anything.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
like the
meant
most-
from your perspective, not from the other. Like because
my
I mean this team like if you tag this team, I can just do anything I want because I've got Dante to do. Right. And then I
Oh
can
yeah,
just-
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Especially with this team, 'cause it's such low life. It's horrendous.
Oops, that was completely what I wanted. Oh, cool, amazing. Accidental resets. What's without immediately going into super? What's the sequence that you would do to her, with her, to keep an assist in the combo?
Yeah, just what I showed you before.
Okay.
Where it's just with a sliding knockdown and supers.
So you basically need to go into super and nothing else works because everything is projectile. And,
Yeah. Oh, you could probably actually if you tag back in.
sure. I mean, there we go.
Oh yeah, sorry if I was comboing both.
Start with a low.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
It's fine, it's
I'm just so used to- yeah, yeah. All right.
I just figured that's the easiest way to make sure that I don't mess. Yeah. Oh, that.
Yeah, so you can do like very, whoops, yeah.
Oh no no
Like
no.
if you cut
The
it short,
yeah. So
yeah,
what happened
sorry.
there was you just hit with the jump roundhouse, and that just makes the assist very cranky. Uh,
Ah,
so wait, no, because you hit it into the trap. That worked. What the heck? I want to see that
yeah,
again.
yeah, sorry if I can hit it right. Because
That's
I've
fine.
done it before.
Okay.
So be good.
So this actually does keep both characters in.
Ah, crap.
No,
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
it might be character dependent. I'm
No,
not
it's
sure.
it's game crankiness dependent.
Uh,
Uh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how many times I want to do the Rainbows assist reset talk on these, but
all good.
you know how so if I just do this, you flip out,
Oh, yeah.
and if I do this, you don't flip out.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you hit an assist with one of these, it's always the first one.
Ah, okay.
So the way that some teams do birthday resets is they get the opponent really high hit stun. So when you do that
Yep.
thing, they just flip out before they hit the ground, and then you just magically get a reset. So if you do a long version of that combo, the assist probably just flips out and then hits the trap, and it keeps going. But if you do a short version, you're spiking the assist at Mach 2 straight into the ground, and then they're just going to flip out.
Right.
That would be my
Ah,
guess.
okay. Yeah, good to know. Had no idea.
Cool. But that does at least kind of work on some combinations of characters when they're very close together.
Mm.
Those loops that you were showing. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. For most cases, I would just keep it short like
Okay.
that
Yeah, no,
and
that's,
keep it consistent.
that's a very... No, he plays Thor Morgan. He doesn't play this game. That's a joke. It's very funny. Cool. So do you have anything else that you would want to add before? I mean, I guess the last section that I have here is unusual moves and interactions. Does she have any... I mean, you showed this just goes through some characters. Probably doesn't
Yeah.
go through Dante. That was a strange
So,
thing.
yeah, it depends. Yeah, it was mainly just when you were playing Strange before.
Yeah.
After you hit them with certain moves, I
Uh-huh.
think. I don't know. It's really strange. It's inconsistent, but something to be aware of.
Okay.
So if you do that, you want to be at least just a little bit away.
Cool.
Oh yeah, there's this where sorry, I'll just get a bit of space. If you dash into a hop kick and then do a special, she gets like this weird looking. Yeah.
That's my favorite thing
Actually-
ever.
Yeah, and you can do it.
Wait,
Back
so
as
can
well,
you
I
do
think.
can you do forward roll while they're sliding backwards?
Can you do forward roll?
Hang on.
Oh,
That
you mean like?
yeah, like does it slide backwards when you do that? That was not what I wanted. Okay,
Maybe.
it looks like that just overwrites it, so it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's just for special moves, for whatever reason. Yeah. There's no real practical purpose to any of that. It's just something funky with the
That is
movement.
that is so cool.
Yeah. I mean, maybe someone can find a good use for it. I'm not sure, but it's yeah.
Well,
It's a
do you
strange
slide
thing.
back? So if you do the shortest dash possible, do you still slide back as? I don't have a dash button. I wish I had a dash button.
Yeah, either one. So if you do like really quick, and it depends on the move as well. So obviously, you saw with bomb, it doesn't go as far back.
Right.
But yeah, shock is the
That is crazy. That is my favorite thing in this game right now.
yeah. You can do it off backdash too. I think.
Does not look like it's working out.
Kind of hard. Yeah, I know what works, but whatever.
Does it work off of space
Yeah.
or with space?
In what way do you mean? Like,
Does it? Do you slide backwards while you're sliding them towards you?
no,
you don't.
No, again, I think it's just off gauntlet specials.
I see.
Actually, I wonder if it works with a hook.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just those three.
Oh, you have to be super early in the animation. Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
That was again actually my favorite part about this game. Anything else?
Well, there you go. The more you know. No,
Mr.
that's pretty much the only funky stuff I can really think of.
Mr. Bananas is insinuating that Captain America has a slide, which we know is a lie. There's no other character to which he can be referring to. Cool. All right, so you've got a YouTube channel, you've got a Twitter. All of those things are going to be linked. Your Twitter is, because I know this one off the top of my head, _betterpart_. Imagine having underscores in any of your names.
Yes. Yeah, sorry, I had to go with that because Betterpart was
I,
taken.
yeah, I'm
So
making
sorry.
fun of you. I've got 4 underscores at the end of my Twitch name. 4.
Oh, well. Hey, it's easy. You know, I don't want to
Yeah,
put numbers and stuff, and
exactly.
I'm sure you're the same.
No,
Yeah,
people knew me as rainbows, so I wanted to be rainbows and not rainbows 47. So people would be like, "Oh, that's like
exactly.
rainbows." Yeah.
Yeah. Keep it
Um,
simple.
cool. And then you have YouTube. Is there a goofy name that you would like to say?
Uh, no, it's not really worth checking out.
Okay.
Most of my stuff I post to Twitter. Like I said, if you go on my Twitter and then look to through my clips on there, one of my earliest posts is a Black Widow video guide. It's
Sure.
some of the combos are kind of outdated, but yeah, there's some stuff in there that you can still use
Yeah,
for setups and everything.
there's been a crazy amount of growth in this game. Cool. And then who do you think is the second best Widow player? Gonna put you on the spot here.
Yeah. This is
No, this is
maybe Merkel. I'm not sure. I
Maybe
haven't
Merkel?
seen too many play. There's also another Japanese player that uses my team, Red Helmeti. So shout
Oh,
outs to him.
yeah, cool,
I don't know if you saw him playing. I think he played in the Japanese Gauntlet.
cool.
Yeah, he uses it pretty well.
And then I guess the other thing that would be worth mentioning is that you guys are having monthly online Oceania tournaments, which I'm imagining that you're going to plan to participate in at least occasionally,
Oh, of course.
so that
Yeah,
you
it's
can.
funny with that because I was winning so much, and I was like, oh, you know, if I win this one that we just had, then
Yeah.
I'll probably take a break and let some of the newer guys play. It was the first tournament I've lost, so I'm like, nah, I'm going straight.
Cool.
I gotta get revenge. But yeah, I think that's on the 20th
Okay.
of this month.
Okay. I mean,
But yeah,
this hopefully will be an enduring resource, so I will put a link to something somewhere in.
yeah. So if you check out, I think it's Julian FGC
Okay.
on Twitter. I'm not sure about the exact handle, but yeah,
It's
he's the one organizing the tournaments.
cool. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to say? Shout out. Banana says, "Let's go
Uh,
Betterpart," and he capitalized your name.
oh, thank you. I hope this stuff helps and that it wasn't confusing.
No, that was unironically like every time I've done one of these, I have immediately felt like I understand enough about the character that I can begin exploration on my own, if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
this one did a very good job of doing that for me.
Oh, I'm
Um,
glad. Yeah, she's pretty straightforward. It's the most complex things with her is just learning combo routes,
yeah,
conversions, things like that.
yeah,
And as soon as you start to take advantage of all that, yeah, she really opens up.
cool. Yeah, and your game plan is very. It feels like you definitely have a lot of options for a lot of situations, but the way you get into all of those options is very unified. You don't have like a bunch of crazy setups or whatever.
Yeah, it's like one unifying sort of combo structure
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
can just change depending on the situation.
and then just that. Except,
Yeah, pretty much. It's like I said, pretty
yeah,
straightforward.
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. And, especially considering all the lag and setup
I
that you
mean,
had to do.
trust me, I am very happy to be able to put this out there for people. So I'm going to
Yeah,
kill the stream.